trust him. How do we know his crap will even work?
I'll start it up. Get this off me! They're single-pilot machines. Whoa! Hey!
I was developing a bipedal weapon for the Soviet Union. It hasn't been deployed yet. I was doing mobility testing. Once the walker gear is finished, they'll have a huge advantage in close combat. Once they add my masterpiece into the equation, this war will be over. The Soviets
Once Cypher's interested in it. At least it took that helmet with it. I'll think back. 9 years ago, we invited that nuclear inspection team to Mother Base. It was a ruse. They turned out to be Cypher's strike force. It was Emmerich who brought them there. He's been underground ever since, working with Cypher.
I had no idea. I thought the inspection was real. I swear it. If anyone can tell me it's a ruse, he should never have...
This is B-Quad. Arriving shortly at LZ.
Cypher threatened to kill me. Made me do research. That's right. Creating bipedal weapons. 9 long years. Do whatever they said.
This is B-Quad. On station at LZ.
Take this bag off. You can't breathe. You came to save me, right? Impossible! It can't be active!
Doctor! You're as useless as I thought! This is the real Sahelanthropus! You and your friend will die here! Behold! Today is the day weapons learn to walk upright!
Find a place to hide. Touching down. Don't waste any time getting on board. And don't forget Emmerich.
An upright bipedal weapon. In terms of hominids, it's a Sahelanthropus. How did they complete it without me?
We'll hear the rest back at base. Mission complete. I guess it all worked out in the end.
Why do you suspect me? What did I do? I'm on your side. What about him? Miller was in contact with Cypher 9 years ago. He was working with them. He's the traitor, Snake! What's that? More truth serum?
No. Stronger truth
Oh,
serum.
please. Please keep me here. I need protection. Ah! Ah! Oh. 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 Why?
You're the odd one out.
Why me?
We all lost something.
What?
Except you.
Don't.
Truth serum isn't working. Either some procedure he had done boosted his metabolic enzymes, or he's undergone special gene therapy.
What's he saying?
Same as 6 hours ago. I had no idea the nuclear inspection 9 years ago was a ruse. Cypher forced me to do that research after the attack.
Do you think he had a hand in it?
I do. But there's no proof yet. Take a listen to this later.
We need proof before we can pass judgment. Keep an eye on him. And don't tell anyone he's here.
We'll have him continue his research in there. It's for his own good. The older guys will want his head. We can't guarantee his safety if we let him out.
Boss.
He mentioned something interesting. The reason why they pulled their plug on the operation in Afghanistan. He said their funding started going to Central Africa instead. Cypher is pursuing new research in Africa.
Africa. What research?
Emmerich doesn't know the details, but one thing he said does make sense. That Sahelanthropus alone isn't enough to cause an RMA. He claims that what they're doing in Africa is the missing piece. A weapon to surpass Metal Gear.
Meaning it's not just another nuke.
Cypher's working on something in Central Africa. There's evidence they've been in contact with private forces operating in the region. We follow that evidence. We should learn what Cypher is after. Diamond Dogs has gotten a lot bigger. Now's the time to take the offensive. Head back to the ACC for your next mission.
When Quiet first came here, she demonstrated her marksmanship against that enemy fighter plane. It showed she was much more than your everyday crack shot. Hitting a moving target from 600 meters is a challenge, but it's possible with the right training and equipment. But shooting down that missile, that's a world apart from taking out a soldier on patrol. The chopper and the missile were in motion, meaning different vectors at high velocity in three-dimensional space, and she shot an unguided bullet that had to fight air resistance and gravity. All that while the chopper was taking evasive maneuvers. It's some of the best target leading I've ever known. She has a superhuman sense of spatial awareness. You put her in a fighter jet, and she'd be an ace right off the bat. Hell, your judgment was top class too. Realizing she could take out that pilot, that's quick thinking. You and Quiet could make a hell of a team. You'd be damn near unstoppable. Quiet is still in her cell. Only a few staff are authorized to go near her. She hasn't tried anything funny, but that's what bothers me most.
In particular?
What does she have to gain by coming to Mother Base? I first thought she was under orders from Cypher to take you out. She didn't manage it in Afghanistan, so round 2 happens here. So I lighten the guard. And that lock on her door is a joke.
You gave her an opening. And?
Well, she hasn't killed you yet. And I hate to say it, but she's had plenty of chances.
You made me the bait.
Poisonous bait. What better? Anyway, she didn't bite. Quiet is keeping her silence. So I'm left with no idea again what she's doing here.
We tried communicating with her through writing. That didn't work either. Whether she's illiterate, dyslexic, or just plain stubborn, she won't cooperate. I just don't get it.
If she tried to contact the outside, it'd be picked up by our counterintelligence net. But it's clean. There's no sign she's had contact with the staff, the base facilities, nothing. She's almost got the men wanting her to try something, just to find out what she's up to. And she's in there putting on the failed soldier look, all downcast eyes and defeated sighs. But she doesn't kill herself. She can't be trying to leave Cypher and surrender to us.
So what's the verdict?
This may sound optimistic, but here's how I see it. Quiet came here to fulfill some objective. To kill you, maybe to destroy Diamond Dogs. Whatever it was, before she could do it, something changed her mind. Yes. When I look at her, I sense hesitation.
You think she'd betray Cypher?
Can't say for sure. I prefer the ones that talk. Anyway, we'll keep her under watch. And we're also looking into those special abilities of hers. You'll be the first to know if something comes up. Why not look in on her yourself once in a while?
Right.
Tree frog, it's ordeal, the trial to survive. For the day we see new light, I give my life, not for honor, but for you.
Let us know if you need supplies.
Train with me, boss.
Roger.
This is B-Quad. Arriving shortly at LZ. This is B-Quad. On station at LZ. Gaining altitude.
Boss, I've been meaning to tell you something. Our old friend Zero hasn't been seen in public since you left the States. That was over 10 years ago now. You suspected he was responsible for the accident at your base in the Caribbean. But at that point, Zero was already bedridden. So it never felt right to me that Zero gave the order. Now that I've seen the man Emmerich was working for, I'm sure he didn't. I know that man. He was our old friend's XO. A man without a face. Not one you want to look at anyway. Skullface. He's the one who destroyed your base 9 years ago. The unit he commands, XOF, was Cypher's strike force. But he's since split from Zero and used XOF to usurp control over Cypher itself. In other words, the Cypher we're hunting isn't zero. Beyond zero is a void that's even darker. Skullface.
It wasn't just Cypher. Back in the Caribbean, every eye in the world was turned on us. A private army, just a bunch of guys with guns, in possession of a nuke? Why wouldn't they be uncomfortable?
And that's why you made sure the inspection happened.
Well, I thought our best move was to prove to the UN through the IAEA that we had no nuke. Of course, I was against us having it in the first place, but that was Snake's decision.
The boss wasn't responsible.
Well, don't get me wrong, I still believed in Snake. I thought I was making the best decision for all of us, that's all. I figured we should get a third party to exonerate us before proof of the nuke did get out. And who better to do that than an organization with international authority?
So the truth is, you took it upon yourself to agree to an inspection arranged by the UN. Only the inspection was a ruse, and Cypher's strike force, Mgsv, showed up instead.
I had no idea that would happen.
Enough bullshit!
Oh, sure, like I could have known. You know, I was just trying to prove our innocence to
the control tower. They seized it, giving them complete control over the base. Moments later, they detonated C4 on the strut legs. Anyone who'd managed to survive was hunted down by the assault force and their choppers.
You can't believe I did that on purpose.
That was the end of Mother Base. But it wasn't the end for you.
How can you... Look, think about it. I lost something too. I built Zeke and it got buried underwater. I am a victim.
That raises the big questions. Why were you the only one spared? You got away without a scratch. Why did Strangelove leave the base on the eve of the inspection? You two were close.
Strangelove?
And how did you manage to build something that surpasses Zeke in every way? Because you did everything they told you. You're the only one who didn't lose a thing. That is the truth.
I was taken away against my will. Skullface forced me to do his research these past 9 years. He used me. I lost 9 years.
9 years. We all lost 9 years. It wasn't just you.
I suppose blaming me makes you feel better, does it? But who's gonna give me back all the time I lost?
You're not getting anything back.
You're not a victim here, Emmerich. You're the perpetrator.
I didn't know anything.
Nobody can back that up.
Yeah, all the evidence is at the bottom of the ocean.
You know the hardest man to break. The type who's fooling himself. That takes time. It's easier to live a convenient lie than a painful truth. Is that the piece you've chosen, Doc?
I'm not lying.
Of course. Just let me check one or two things. On that day, you were in the control tower with them. Lucky you. That's how you got out unscathed. And you escaped on one of their choppers. Only you, right before the base went under.
They had me blindfolded the whole time. I've never been so scared. The whole flight I thought...
Remember that water tank-shaped object in Emmerich's lab in the Soviet base camp? The thing that started talking to you like a possessed answering machine. That was a pod built for housing the AI used to control unmanned weapons. You remember, back in '74 in Costa Rica. It was in those machines you fought there. They were designated Pupa, Chrysalis, Cocoon, and Basilisk.
Ocelot said the number of private forces is increasing, and they modeled themselves after us.
They're a far cry from the likes of us.
But why? 9 years ago we made enemies of the world as a nuclear-equipped force, independent of ideology or state.
Yes. Sooner or later the real UN would have stepped in.
So why are they giving these PFs free reign?
That's our fault too.
What do you mean?
What happened 9 years... Boss, this contract comes out of Angola. That's right, Central Africa, where Emmerich claimed they were working on a weapon to surpass Metal Gear. target is Angola's Mfinda oil field, upstream from the landing point. A spill has covered the whole area and crude. A pipeline that crosses the Muneni River failed, and now the shore's a mess. Not to mention the villages downstream have no drinking water. The oil runs to the pipeline from that facility. Taking it out should end the leak. The client this time is an environmental NGO. Destroy the facility. Stop that leak. This may seem like straight-up philanthropy, but there's another reason we agreed to it. The Mfinda oil field was outdated, abandoned. Then the rebel group UNITA moved in, taking it upon themselves to kickstart operations. UNITA's been rapidly modernizing its arsenal. Rumor has it someone's been selling them U.S. military hardware. Intel's analysis suggests the broker's a front company, Cyphers. Keeping tabs on UNITA could tell us who's pulling its strings. Occupied by UNITA, so stay sharp. The war industry we started has taken a pretty crooked course these past 9 years. With no other options, soldiers have become dogs of war, sent to conflict zones as private forces, or PFs. Guys we fought alongside are dying all around the globe for no reason, no banner. But it's how they survive. The demand for PFs here in Africa is especially high. Cold War standoffs, resource exploitation, tribal clashes. What's big business for developed countries has only brought conflict here. That mess you're standing in is just the latest example. Mgsv village. It's been turned into a supply hub for UNITA, meaning it'll be stocked with weapons and resources. Should be a thing or two that'll come in handy. Don't be shy. They deserve to be in better hands. Digitalis. It's toxic, but it can also be used as medicine. Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Iemand is pas met de ballon weggetrekt. Waarschijnlijk een indringer. Bijstand alsjeblieft. Reserveer, begrijp. Verdere verlies is onaanvaardbaar. Wat is alles is verder. Allemaal in actie. Alliëren. Al woord voor gevecht.
incoming too. Roger that.
Get the box!
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
CP, dat is Delta 9. Visuele contact verloor. Keer terug naar laatste bekende positie. Goed. Dat is CP, begrijp. Onderzoek die area. Maar blijf op jullie hoede. Uit. CP, dat is Delta 9. Geen teken van die vijand. Onderzoek die gebied. Goed. Dat is CP, begrijp. En kon niet ver gekomen is niet. Blijf waakzaam. Uit.
A dumpster. Looks big enough to hide somebody. You could stash a downed enemy in there, or hide in it yourself. Just don't stand too close to me afterward.
Alles kies verder, dus zit hier. Alle eenheden, naar advance positie. Herhaal. Alle eenheden, naar advance positie. CP, dit is Delta 1. Zag verloren vijand. Bespied laatste punt van contact. Oor. Dat is CP, begrijp. Houd die voort in. Punt, hulle. Uit. CP, dit is Delta 1. Vijand buiten zag. Zoek nou. Oor. Dat is CP, begrijp. Zoek in elke hoek. Hulle moet iewers wees. Uit. 7 is Delta 3. Geen teken van die vijand. Ons staak die zoektocht. Oor.
Dit is CP, begrijp. Wees beraad. Moenie hulle impinkie gee nie. Uit!
Beyond there is outside the mission area.
CP, dis Zulu 1. Geen teken van die vijand. Onderzoek die gebied. Oor.
Dit is CP, begrijp. Wees op julle hoede. Moenie te laat vir hulle jou omring nie. Uit!
CP, dis Zulu 4. Onderzoek voltooi. Geen teken van die vijand. Oor.
Dit is CP, begrijp. Bly op jou hoede. Uit!
facility. It's located upriver. Coming too. Roger that. Mavinda oil field is the property of Saner, South African Natural Resources. Saner drills oil wells wherever they can throughout that region. And when the oil dries up, they abandon the facility. Then it's only a matter of time before the aging equipment starts leaking crude. That means United's takeover is the perfect cover for Saner. Now they can blame the spill on a bunch of oil thieves. However you look at it, Saner's far from squeaky clean. stop the leak, you need to shut down the oil transfer pump and destroy the oily water separator tank. The details are on your iDroid.
Snake, talk to me! Snake!
Boss, destroy the oil facility and stop the flow of oil. To prevent the machinery being turned back on again, you need to turn off the oil transfer pump and destroy the oily water separator tank. Check the details on your iDroid. Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Hier weer is Delta 6. Ons is gevallen lid. Je vijand moet alweer is. Oor.
Er is CFP, begrijp. Bescherm securiteit en punt die indringer. Uit.
Coming too. Roger that. Destroy that separator tank. You'll need to use explosives. Got any C4? planted the C4. Don't set it off until you're at a safe distance.
Snake!
Transfer pump shut-off confirmed. Objectives complete. But the enemy has tightened security. Get out of there ASAP. Your way out. You see any other escape route? Well, I guess you could just bust through the gate. Boss, that's a serious injury. It won't heal on its own. You'll need to treat it with first aid.
What happened? Boss!
You've completed your objective. Now get out of the hot zone. That's your way out. You see any other escape route? Well, I guess you could just bust through the gate.
Keer terug naar laaste bekende positie. Goed.
Er is CP, begrijp. Wees op je uitkijk voor die enige beweging. Uit.
Roger. Like the road's been sealed off. See any way around? Boss, I just got a report from the intel team. The enemy unit is en route to the hills. Looks like they mean to hunt you down. You'll have to make it past them somehow.
HK. Dat is CP.
This is Pequod. Arriving shortly at LZ. This is Pequod. On station at LZ. Gaining altitude.
No enemy forces in pursuit. Mission complete. Mission complete. Whew. At least you made it out in one piece. Boss, we took another look into Saner, the owner of the oil field. They were behind what happened. They hired the PF, not United. They restarted the facility all the while pretending they were the victims. One other thing. Saner's Johannesburg head office is just a room in a multi-tenant building. Company's essentially non-existent. 3 years ago, that investment fund stepped in and started gutting it through a series of mergers and sell-offs. And get this, the fund itself no longer exists either. It's a shell corporation, meaning someone is just using Saner's name from the shadows. But what about those strange corpses? Just what the hell were they doing over there? Hey! Snake! I've customized a walker gear just for you. It features a silent running system, great for infiltration missions, and you can also summon it to your location. I've taken the liberty of calling it the D-Walker. It's armed with a suppressed tranquilizer gun. If you want to add other weaponry or upgrade the chassis, give the order from your iDroid. updated the mission list. We received a new job offer. It doesn't seem connected to Cypher or Skullface at all, but if it goes well, we may get an Afrikaans interpreter. The details are on your iDroid. Roger.
This is B-Quad. Arriving shortly at LZ. This is B-Quad. On station at LZ. Gaining altitude.
There's a violent power struggle going on within the contract forces of Africa, the PF that ran security for the Muthinda oil field.
high-level British CFA officials are being held by their Afrikaner colleagues. One of these prisoners is the rescue target, a guy known as the Viscount. The target's location is unknown. They're bound to have an interpreter present when they interrogate him. We've used info from the intel unit to predict the interpreter's location. It's on your iDroid. Follow the interpreter and extract the target when you find him.
Meld aan met gevangenen.
You found the interpreter. Now follow him to the target.
Sit hom saam met die vrou. Hulle saam onder.
Jammer. That's not the target. Orders are only the Viscount gets rescued. Can't understand why he'd receive special treatment, but I don't imagine it'll be a problem to save the other prisoners too. The CFA are all business. Hard to believe they're interrogating their own. Situation must be worse than we thought. Make a wrong move, and they could kill the target without warning. If you're going to use a weapon, be careful not to draw the enemy's attention. Is the lingua franca for mercs in that area. That prisoner you extracted wasn't the target, but we did get some information. It seems the prisoners aren't held together, and the cells and the interrogation rooms are separate places.
Alles kies van een bespied omgeven. Reading en eruit. Uit.
Hey, hey.
Rain. The sound of rainfall should help to mask your footsteps.
Waar het die inligting vandaan gekom?
The MPLA oil field right. Where did you get this information?
Hey, oh. Hey, oh, you know, it wasn't really nice.
Er was een anonieme bron.
Moenie met een voek op my.
You're not fooling anybody.
Ask any of the others. Nobody knows anything.
Hy sê jy moet die ander probeer vra.
Wat? Wil dit saam 'n storie opmaak? Dit is kom jy nie Britte kan vertrou. Weet jy hoeveel Afrikaners in julle gelei tydens die oorlog?
Made up a story with the others. You British are all liars. You know how much the Afrikaner suffered was doing the Boer War.
That wasn't me.
Hy sê dit was nie hy.
Wat het my skille wat ons verraai het?
But it was you that betrayed us.
It wasn't me. It was the discount.
Genoeg! As jy niks weet nie, is ons seker klaar.
So, our rescue target was behind some kind of plot. Boss, I did some digging, and it seems the target himself gave us this mission through a representative. Obviously, he couldn't contact us directly due to his predicament, but still, something about this Viscount doesn't add up. Boss, one of the prisoners has been killed. We don't know if it was a target or not. Hurry up and ID the target. Boss, with that panic going on, they could decide to kill the target. Hurry.
Get the ball!
Snake, are you okay? Snake!
Follow the interpreter and extract the target when you find him. If you're going to use a weapon, be careful not to draw the enemy's attention.
Iemand is was met de ballon weggetrekt. Waarschijnlijk een indringer. Bijstand alsjeblieft. Oor.
Er is hier weer begrepen. Verdere verlies is onuitwaarbaar. Hou jullie oor uit.
Pieter, gaan kijken. Volg mij.
Wat gaan aan?
With that panic going on, they could decide to kill the target. Hurry.
Hey, quit kidding around. Snake?
Snake!
The target's location is unknown, but they're bound to have an interpreter present when they interrogate him. Be careful not to draw the enemy's attention. Boss, with that panic going on, they could decide to kill the target. Hurry. That's not the target. Orders are only the Viscount gets rescued. Can't understand why he receives special treatment, but I don't imagine it'd be a problem to save the other prisoners too. They're bound to have an interpreter present when they interrogate him. Afrikaans is the lingua franca for mercs in that area. If you're going to get any information from interrogations, you'll need an interpreter. One of the prisoners has been killed. We don't know if it was a target or not. Hurry up and ID the target. a goal. You may be able to offer some advice. What are you doing? If the interpreter doesn't show up, they won't be able to interrogate anyone. Then they'll just kill the target. We'll just have to interrogate him to find out where the target is. Boss, with that panic going on, they could decide to kill the target. Hurry. Boss, leave the intel files till later. The enemy's on combat alert. Interrogation location out of the interpreter. Said this will begin at 9. We'll be starting any time now. Hurry. Interrogate.
Snake! Talk to me! Snake!
The target's location is unknown, but they're bound to have an interpreter present when they interrogate her. This is a list of prisoner detainment locations. That prisoner wasn't the target either. We got some more information, though. We're going to interrogate the target at night. Boss. Well, we'll just have to interrogate him to find out where the target is.
Trouble, give us a call.
Boss, we got the interrogation location out of the interpreter. He also said it will begin at night. They'll be starting any time now. Hurry! Interrogate him. Find out what he knows. Target extraction confirmed. Get yourself out of the hot zone. By chopper or by land. It's your choice. Roger.
Squad, arriving shortly at LZ.
The wormwood, also known as absinthium, that's used to make your phantom cigars.
Gaining altitude.
Mission complete. That was rough. Thanks. Boss, one of the other British prisoners filled us in about the Viscount. It turns out he's a real two-faced son of a bitch. He was planning to secure the MPLA's oil field rights for himself in exchange for swapping the CFA's alliance from the anti-government United rebels to the state-backed MPLA. He hid this from the Afrikaners, but once he thought the jig was up, he tried to pin it on the other British personnel and take off. The Afrikaners captured him, and that was when he asked us to rescue him, and only him. I'll throw him in the brig for now, but we may have to be extra persuasive with this one. By the way, boss, We got some interesting news out of our friend the Viscount. He mentioned that more than a few PFs in the region have purchased walker gears. The CFA's the same. That's Soviet Army technology, and it's still a prototype. Only Cypher could be leaking it to the PFs. But the question is, why? Boss, one of the latest missions to come in is connected to the walker gears. This could be our chance to close in on Cypher. Take a look at your mission list. Boss, I need to talk to you about this. Quiet. Can you meet me at her cell here on the base? Whenever's fine. Thanks.
She, refuses to wear clothes. The last staff member who tried to dress her